In the middle of the 14th century, an era known as the War of the Clans, 5 samurai families were fighting for dominance of the central region of Japan. Now, this sounds like a mafia story, but it's actually a love story, trust me. So one of the daimyos approaches another family and says, I have an idea. You have a daughter, I have a son. If they get married, their children become our grandchildren. And that means we're family, tradition. We get to spend vacations with each other and holidays. But it also means power. So the deal was consummated. The 2 families would join in marriage. On the morning of the wedding, the father of the bride presented his daughter with a traditional gift, a wedding tanto. But her being a princess, this was more than just a regular wedding tanto. It was a piece of exquisite art. The blade, forged in 1331 and fully certified by the NBTHK, was a very nice blade, but it's not the star of the show. The star of the show is the koshire, everything else on the blade. Now, I got this story from the family who's had this piece over centuries. The crest or the mon of the groom was the butterfly. The bride, the chrysanthemum rose. The groom's family was much richer and more powerful than the bride's family. But the bride brought something very important to the marriage contract. You see, they were indirectly connected to the imperial throne. So much so that they were allowed to use the mon, the crest, the chrysanthemum rose. So this was a marriage of convenience, not just to merge the 2 armies, but a rich family marrying a family of greater social status. It's happened many, many times before in history and will obviously keep happening. The artwork on this piece is absolutely museum quality. The saya is made of an iridescent, translucent urushi. Now, the lacquer that's used on this takes a long time to create. It's maki finish with the gold inlays. Every bit of the features on this sword, every single aspect of it, is individually crafted and then placed on the sword. If you look at the chrysanthemum rose, all of those petals individually done and then placed on the sword. Also, when the urushi is wet, an artisan takes a small bamboo sifter and fills it with small particles of gold and silver and different colored mother of pearl. And he sifts it onto the wet lacquer. The lacquer is then cured, not dried, and it takes a 7-month process. From April to September every year, maki work is prepared and then put in a special cabinet to cure. It has a unique property. It doesn't dry. That's what gives it that glossy, shiny look that you most normally see in black on a samurai saya. It absorbs the moisture from the very, very hot, humid Japanese summers and makes it harder. It gives it a hard shell on the outside that protects the steel blade within. So it's a very long process, and sometimes if it takes more than 1 coat of lacquer, a saya can take more than 2 years to make, especially one of this quality. Not only that, but the fushi, kashira, and the kojiri on it are all done in a process known as shukudo. Shukudo is gold mixed with copper, and then on top of that, they put some gold carvings. It's just absolutely wonderful. It really takes a high magnifying glass to see the small details on every bit of this sword. So, on the other side, we have a kozuka. And followers of this show know how crazy I am about kozukas. I love them. The kozuka is a utility knife that fits into the side of the saya in its own little chamber, so it's separate and never touches the blade of the sword in the saya. Now, why does a knife, a tanto, need another knife? Well, that's a whole nother episode. This kozuka, because it's made for a princess, is signed by a famous artisan of the period. And it's done in a process which is silver and copper background and then embossed with gold carvings. It just gets better and better. Not only that, but inside where the kozuka fits, normally 99.9% of the time, this is just plain wood. Sometimes it's the same finish as the saya that would be on better swords. This one goes one step further, so that the blade does not have to scrape against the wood. It is suede. Beautiful. The kuragata, which normally is plain horn of water buffalo, here is also a replica of the shikudo on the rest of the blade, and again is embellished with gold. Of course, got to make the whole thing extra beautiful. Right here below this chrysanthemum rose, you see 5 little dots of color. Now, it looks like turquoise or jade, but it's not. It's mother of pearl. Now, mother of pearl is usually, almost always, white. That's the common mother of pearl. But there is variations that are very rare in red, turquoise, and jade. And that's what they use here. There's only 5 of these dots, and this is the only place they appear on the saya. Zen artisans were very good about being subtle. So that's the whole essence of the art. They didn't overdo it. It's there, but it's nowhere else on the blade. The rest of the finish is a wonderful translucent and iridescent finish that has more gold, more silver, more expense, more beauty to produce a gorgeous item. The blade's old, 1331, and it does show the signs of age. It's in great shape. There's no rust on it, but over 700 years, you'd expect that a lot of the small details that were prevalent centuries ago have been as a result of so much polishing rather dulled out. So that is the weakness of the sword, which brings it down into the realm of reality. Otherwise, this price of the sword would be literally through the roof. Has a gold habaki, which is beautiful. It has a fushi kashari, which also have the shikudo elements. The butterfly, the mon, the crest of the groom, is silver, again with intense detail within the body of the butterfly. The samigawa, the underneath the ito, is the skin of a manta ray, and this particular one really shows the beautiful patina that only comes with age. The color changes from white to an oyster white or an off gray, and as we've learned in other episodes, the samigawa is judged by not only the color but the arrangement of the nodules, the tsubos. This one's excellent. This is really, really beautiful in every category. It is a piece not only of history but of beauty. The butterfly and the rose. Well, On the morning that his daughter got married, this daimyo presented her a gift to remind her that he loves her and always will. And he also sent a message to her groom, his future son-in-law. And that message is, honor my daughter. Do not mess with her. She's armed and dangerous. That's the story of the butterfly and the rose. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave comments, forward this episode to your friends. And till next time, thank you once again for your time.